nothing.
All right, Andy, this is fun. You just did something awesome. Why don't you tell us what you did a little while ago? What'd you just do, man?
I passed my PMP.
No doubt. How did it go? Did you just like get by the skin of your teeth, or did you do a little bit better? What was the deal?
I actually haven't gotten my results yet for some reason. Maybe the holiday weekend slowed them up because I took it Thursday.
Okay.
Even nobody worked Friday, so I haven't gotten it yet, but I feel like I did very well because towards the end I was like, I've already passed. Like I had probably
You're just
like 20 questions left maybe. I had plenty of time and I got on a roll for like 10 or 15. I was like, I'm getting all these right. I've passed this thing. I'm like, unless something terrible happens in the last 20 questions, I'm good. So
that's awesome.
At the end, I was like, yep, I got it.
That's awesome. I love the confidence, man. You're kind of like Usain Bolt at the end of like the Olympics thing where he's just like holding his arms out. And he's like, yeah, I can run fast. I got this thing. All right, sweet. So kind of like that, right? So talk me through a little bit. We haven't known each other for that long. That's kind of like the deal with the 7-day accelerator. We get to know each other quickly and it's over. How long has it been? How long have we been,
Actually, I had to look it up. I signed up on June 9th.
Okay.
And I took the test on July 2nd. So
July 2nd. So that's about like 3 weeks or less.
4 weeks.
So, that's not so bad. All right, so cool. So you did really well. You were confident. Like, talk me through the exam. Like, how did you get to the point where you were feeling confident? What was it about it? Like, how did you approach it? What made a difference for you? Just kind of like help me out there. Understand that, please.
The biggest difference, because I had failed it I took it in May, I think May 22nd. Yeah. And it was just going into it, I was just totally, all the questions just hit me sideways, knocked me out, just cut off my game.
Yeah.
This time it was like I was just totally ready, focused, knew how to dissect the questions like you teach us.
Yeah.
Even just the simple read the last actual question first and then read the full question. That's like that was like half of it. And then just all the prep of the flow and knowing where you were, what it's actually asking, if it's quality, it's like, all right, I'm focused on quality. If it's this, I'm focused on this. And that was a total game changer of questions that the first time around, I was like, I have no idea what's going on to, oh yeah, we got this, even narrowing it down to, the two you like and throwing them out.
Yeah.
That was huge help. So you're not rereading 4 answers, you're focused on 2. So
that's awesome.
That especially helped me with time management too, because the first time around I ran out of time like really bad. And this time before the break, I had about 5 minutes before I felt like I needed to keep moving on. And then towards the end, I had 5 or 6 minutes left and I went back and reviewed. So just totally different experience.
That's awesome, dude. That's cool. And so 3 weeks or so you went through, you got your, when we got you in the calls, we knew like, okay, he's going to do great because he's taking the stuff, he's taking it serious, he's showing up, he's kind of going through it methodically, and you could see like the things come together and you starting to like evolve and get better really, really quickly. Now, as far as the time on your own, because like the learning outside of the coaching calls was done on your own. Like, what was the learning like? How did you work it into your schedule? Like, what were the videos like? And talk me through that, if you would.
Yeah, I did the 7-day accelerator, which wasn't 7 days because some of those days are like 4 or 5 hours or more. So I couldn't do that with my work schedule. So
it's all right.
It was kind of like after work, like usually about 2 hours a night, I'd kind of get into it.
That's cool.
Watch the videos and then, just follow the course. So it'd take me like between 2 or 3 days to get through a day. And I did probably skip like Saturday and Sunday here just to relax. It is intense to having dreams about project management because it was all I was doing. I was like, I got to take a break. So taking a day or two here and there, or even one night, just doing like an hour or so only.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes I'd, really get into it and really get like, wow, these are good. I got to keep going through and I'd do like 3 hours. So it varied, but
okay.
I think I got through like the whole course in I think I was done with everything in the 7-day accelerator like a week ahead of my test.
Oh, that's cool.
And the last week was just going back through I did the evaporative data dump.
Mhm.
and just going, oh, all right, yep, I knew that. I'm like, oh, let me revisit. And I went back and
Yeah.
found some videos.
Nice.
And then, yeah, also trying to fit it in with, I did all the Wednesday calls and the Tuesday calls that were set up.
That's cool. Who's your coach?
Frank.
Frank. How was that? How are you? How'd you
I did
enjoy
Frank and Sandy, actually. So,
that? Okay.
yeah, they were both great. And I did
Yeah.
yours. I was like, give me everything I can do.
Yeah, that's the cool part. Because when people are asking, like, "Hey, can I go to more coaching calls?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, like go to Sandy's call because she does like what I do, but just she's different than me, which is awesome." So she was like, the first time she was like, "I was trying to do what you do, but is it okay if I just do what I do?" And I was like, "Yeah. I'd much prefer you to be you than me be you or me be whatever." So she's awesome.
She went really in depth, which on a few of them was like, oh yeah. So yeah, everybody has their different styles, and it was really good just to have that availability of everybody.
That's cool. One of the things that people talk about a lot is like the community aspect of it, where they're like, in the past, I felt like I was alone and stuff. I don't know. I watch the chat a lot and I'm in the chat all the time, but I don't know if you were in there. Like, how was the community aspect of the coaching calls or the chats or other stuff? Did you think that helped you at all? Or were you more like a lone wolf? Or
I didn't use the chat that much. I looked at it a few times. I even answered a couple questions because, if you teach somebody,
yeah,
it helps you learn. And I answered a couple on there even that I kind of knew. I didn't use that as much, but yeah, definitely the live questions just to get your brain in that mode. I thought that was the most helpful.
That's cool. So talk me through like the live questions. Like, how did working through it's helpful? Was it weird the first time doing questions live, or how did you take to it, or what's the experience like from your side of the table? I know what it's like from my side, but yeah.
The first time it's a little nerve-wracking because it's like, the first one was like 40 something people on it, and it's like everybody's listening to me.
Yeah, true.
And by the second or third one, or even when we're in the smaller groups, I was like, I'll do it. Yeah, give me it. I'll take it. And that's actually helpful for the test because if you can answer questions with everybody watching you, it's pretty easy when you get into the test and you're like, oh, this is easy.
That's cool. That's cool. And so how did you approach the exam? Or before I ask that question, like, how did you know you were ready for the exam? Like, did you have a day, like 5 days in of the 7-day thing where you're like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, if I had to take it right now, I felt good. Did you have those kind of feelings, or were you nervous?
Don't think I was ready until about a few days before the exam.
Okay. That's reasonable.
I had a bunch of leftover questions, and I got on a call with Frank, and I started asking him before he could even answer. I was like, never mind, I know the answer. Like, just hear myself ask it. I was like, actually, it would be this, right? And Frank's like, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's good.
So then even the night before, I was planning on, all right, let me, go through some more stuff. And I was like, I don't need to study anything else. I'm good. I think I did like maybe 45 minutes of just flashcards or something. I was like, I got all that. Like, there's nothing else I don't know right now.
Right.
So then, like the night before, I was just had some rest and went to bed. And next morning, I didn't even cram or anything. I just took the test. I was good to go.
That's good. And that was different than your first time taking it, the stress levels and stuff. Like, what was it different than the first time?
Yeah, the first time I was like, I don't know this. I don't know what's going to, because first time I was heavy on the memorization from the boot camp. And I felt like I didn't memorize everything enough. So I was like waiting for the proctor to come on with flashcards, and then like kind of threw them out the door. Kind of thing. But with your method, it's like you don't memorize it. You either know the stuff and you're comfortable with it, or you're not. So as soon as I was like, I know it. Yeah. And I was like, there's no other point in really studying anything because you're not going to gain any more past that kind of thing.
Right. And so like when you sat down to the exam, obviously no data dump, no wasting your time with that kind of stuff. How did you approach the questions? Like, what was your strategy for tackling things? Because obviously you destroyed it. You got them all right, apparently. And so how did you go about, approaching this thing?
It was your exact strategy. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, all right. And I even few like 50 questions in, I found myself like reading it from the start. I'm like, what are you doing? No, read the last first.
Yeah.
Oh, I use the highlighter tool a lot.
Oh, okay,
Like,
cool.
that is helpful because especially when we were, all the coaching and stuff, it's like focus on the key words. So I figure out, oh, there's the phase. It just told me the phase. Let me highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other keyword. And then when I could go back through just the answers, then I was like, all right, I'm in quality. I'm looking for this.
Nice.
Answer the question instead of having to go all the way through the question again. So I
Awesome.
heavily recommend using the highlighter. Use the strikeout thing a lot.
Yeah.
Especially it's like, do you, just like you said, it's like, do you like it? Are you in love with it? Are you going to keep it?
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I hate it. Throw it out. And I just strike through it.
Yeah. Was that something to get used to? Like when I came up with like the like it, love it thing, I just had people like tying on to things and be like, maybe, and I was like, dude, like just get, I almost said a bad word. Just like get rid of like some of these things. And they're just like, throw it away if you don't love it. But you don't have to like it. I mean, you don't have to love it. Just if you think it's really ugly, just get it out of here and then just hang it around and don't fall in love or don't try to talk me into your terrible answer. Like, yeah, was that difficult to get into that mindset or not?
No, and that's exactly, I had to like tell myself, do you like it? Keep it. And really, really focus on that process.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the test and you're looking at the timer and trying to get through them all, you lose track of that. But if you just focus on that process, read the last part, focus keywords, get them down to 2 answers, figure out which one is best, and then move on.
That's cool. All right.
I also liked your keep your confidence up, and one of your videos was like, think you got every question right, and move on to the next. So I was like, he was like, yep, got that one. Like,
nailed it.
It's in the class. Like, if you got it wrong, this is the next one up. Do that one, then just keep going, and that helps with your time management.
That is true. Because like a lot of people go like, oh, I don't know, Eeyore style, like in Winnie the Pooh or whatever. They're like, oh, I got it wrong. I got that. You're like, you don't know you got it wrong. You could have got 1 out of 4 lucky. Like, why don't you just like lean into it? Be like, nailed it. I'm going to keep rolling. I mean, don't be like crazy with your confidence. Like, but
I'm pretty sure I got that right. Let's go.
Let's keep going. Yeah. Bring on the next one. I got it. Hey, that's
you can sit there and look at those questions for a couple minutes, and then you're like, you screwed yourself on the back, the back.
Yeah. And if you start second guessing, then you're like, I don't, maybe I do like it. And I find that people talk themselves into bad answers more than they talk themselves into the good answers for some reason. I don't know.
I always go with your gut.
Yeah.
Unless something actually does pop in your head and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Was there one area of the content that was like, that was harder for you to learn, or that took more, or anything like that? That was a sticking point for you? Anything?
I mean, just stakeholder management and kind of how you solve those conflicts, which those were still a little confusing on the test of, this person disagrees with this and this. It's like, what do you do, or what should you have done? And you kind of like,
it's a feel.
I would have done this, but what PMI do? And
it's not as cookie cutter where it's like, okay, this document, or I'm going to do this, or change control process, or whatever. It's more like a feel thing. And you're like, because I'm a very, like, personally, I don't know about you, but like, it's a very like, well, I'm going to call him. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to talk to it. We're going to figure it out. Like, he might spit on me, but whatever. We'll figure it out. It's not exactly the way the PMI, they want to be more disciplined. So,
And so it's like, what do you do first? It's like, well, I'm going to call the guy. It's like, no, actually you should update the issue log. And I'm like, come on. I'm like,
but I understand what they mean. So like, as you go to like taking things back to your normal job and the way you work, like, has there been anything that you're like, okay, I can tighten my game up a little bit or get a different perspective, like through the studying that you can, call a win? Anything there?
Absolutely. Just following processes more. I work for an engineering firm, so it's really focused on more like the work, like design it, get it done. It's like, we need to manage it more. And the biggest things are change management.
Oh yeah.
Having a process set up. I'm going through it on a project right now that it was like a perfect question from PMI. It's like, I'm struggling now. I have a change. Like, oh, I never set up a change management process. So now we're having to go back.
Yeah.
We are, because we're going to go back and with the owner, it's like, how do we approve changes?
Yeah.
What's the process? Who's it come from? Who's it go to? Who approves it? So now we're having to go back when I should have done this like a year ago, probably.
Yeah.
So now going forward, I'm like, all right, we're going to set up a change management.
Right at the beginning, knock it down, make sure everybody's cool with it, and then just follow through. Yeah, I think that's good. Now, cool. So like, as you kind of reflect on it and your newfound, like, you know, credentials and all that, if someone else is in your spot, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, they went through a boot camp like you did, they failed, they got like slapped in the face a little bit, and then they know that they're a good project manager because, like, you know, you're good at what you do, you're managing, you want to be better. Like, what would you tell them if they were getting ready to get slapped in the face, or they just got slapped in the face with the PMP? How do they turn it around? How do they go through? What is the important thing that they should focus on? You know, how do they pull themselves out of this hole, man?
Oh, I don't know, because I was in a hole. It took me probably a week or so to kind of, you know, pick your feelings back up and get your confidence back.
So talking about the hole, first of all, I didn't know that you were in such a deep hole, and I apologize for not being that perceptive, dude. Like, what kind of hole are we talking about? Like, should I have flown to Colorado, or what was going on here? Like,
yeah, after I failed that first test, because the boot camp tricks me into thinking you're ready. I memorized everything, but it wasn't the right thing to study for. I mean, I was like, I'm done with this. I'll never get a PMP. I'm going to get a different job. I'll go into sales or something. I'm not even going to be a project manager anymore. I was serious.
You're giving up on everything. Like, this whole life has been a lie. I'm done with this. Like,
I was bamboozled.
All right. So the boot camp kind of led you. And how did it make you feel? Like, why did you think you were ready? Like, what did it tell you to make you think you were ready?
Well, they were like, take this course, you'll pass it on your first try. All you have to do is memorize this, this, and this. And you'll read through this book, do our tests. And I did all that. And then all their stuff was not what the test is. So I found your stuff to be exactly what the test is. Situational and flow, and, you know, how things relate to each other, and inputs and outputs, instead of, you know, memorizing the 9 parameters of, you know, I mean, that's one thing is like the 9 parameters of, you know, evaluating a risk. You memorize them all. It wasn't on either test I took.
Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. So it's like, and I've written a book on this stuff. Yeah, I don't even memorize this shit. I just know how it works, and you know how it works now. So like,
yeah, that's cool. For people that are, it's like, get out of your head that you didn't memorize stuff, because it's not about that.
Yeah.
And your podcast and just listening to people, and you talk to people, and your energy, it's like, get your energy back for it. Like, fall in love, you know, get the idea that you want this.
Yep.
That you want to be a better project manager, and that you want the certification, not, oh, I have to get it because of work, or I have to do this. But it's like, you want this. It's like, what are you going to do to get it?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I got to do something else. You know, Scott lit a fire under my butt. So I got to, let me do it.
Yeah, right on, dude.
And just getting that mindset, I think, is probably the biggest. And then just kind of focusing and, turn your brain into the more of the flow and that, as opposed to trying to memorize everything. Yeah. It's probably the biggest change from boot camps, or even other courses you can find online and stuff that I looked at before I found you guys.
That's cool, man. I'm glad that it works. And then, like, I think that mental side is important, because you do, like, even if you don't fail, even if people haven't failed before, like, some of them can be in this like swirl of uncertainty for months, literally, you know, months. And then they're just like, I don't feel confident. I don't know what to do. I got to keep studying. You know, it's like, dude, how do we break out of that cyclone or whatever the heck it is and get in there and just get that confidence there? So I'm glad you were able to do it, and I'm glad we were able to help you break through that stuff. Yeah, cool. So now that you go back, what are you going to do with all your free time? I mean,
so I keep joking with my wife. It's like, I get done, you know, we're all working home. So
yeah,
done with the day, walk out of the office. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go study. And I keep joking with her. She's like, shut up, let's go work in the yard, or go do this, or
that's good,
or something. And I'm like, can I actually watch TV now? And like, still trying to get used to it.
Yeah.
So being done before the holiday weekend was super nice. That way I didn't have to, you know, I could actually enjoy the Friday off and the rest of the weekend.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm really proud of you. I think you did an amazing job as always. You knocked it out in like 3.5 weeks after kind of like you said, dusting yourself off, getting back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you got to give yourself tons of credit, and I'm glad you didn't throw away your entire career. Like
That's-
you're that close to just giving up and going to working in the circus or whatever. So thank God you didn't do that. The circus missed out on a good guy, but at least, you stuck with it. So that's cool, man. All right. Well, I appreciate your time and stuff. Anything last parting shots or moments that you want to like leave us with or the world with about like what they should be doing right now, or things that you can like sum it up as we push this ship off and do it? Anything out there?
I'll just say, you're not paying me to say this.
Yeah.
Clarify this, but your program is perfect. I mean, it's excellent. It's for everybody. It's like, just follow exactly what he says to do. Like, don't look at other stuff. Just go through it, watch all the videos, do all the quizzes, do the live calls, and just get in that flow, and it'll be easy.
Shit, dude. Way to set a high bar. So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that, and it means a lot because
totally different. I mean, it's
yeah.
to go from what I thought, May 22nd to today being easily past it, I think was